Trey Ogden on the show now, who earned a UFC contract with a round 2 arm triangle choke at Fury FC 53, and it was for the lightweight title as well. Trey, how you doing?
Great, man. Never been better.
Yeah, and it's funny. I just finished interviewing Joseph Holmes, and he's
Nice.
on cloud 9 right now. And I know that's your guy, Glory MMA.
I can't come back down, bro.
So obviously, man, it goes without saying that when you embark on this MMA journey, the goal is to get to the top, and that's the UFC. Every fighter I talk to, that's what their goal is, and I know this has to be the same for you. Can you put into words just the emotions that you felt when you got the win and ultimately got the contract?
No, I can't. I've been trying to find the words, man. I'm deeply fulfilled and highly motivated at the same time. So like one sense of me is just deeply fulfilled. It was such a long journey. It took me a decade, so much adversity, so many ups and downs, so many missed opportunities, highs and lows like the sport is. And then to finally see it through, have it come to fruition and in the way that it did, to get to fight in front of Dana White and like a rowdy regional crowd was like super cool. I had like a really high level opponent and the fight just went absolutely perfect. And so to have like a breakout performance like that at the right time was it's just I'm really happy with my work, just a satisfied artist.
How would you compare, and this might be a tough question to answer because you fought a contender, or you didn't fight a contender series, you fought it looking for a fight versus contender series, which a lot of other people go that route. Do you feel it would be harder to do it like in an awesome regional promotion with a raucous live crowd, or do it at contender series at the Apex where everyone's watching at home and it's quiet?
Harder, like, the difference between contender series and looking for a fight is contender series is young up and comers with like 6 fights. So I think the level of competition, the way I did it, was a little harder than it would have been if I had a contender series fight. A lot of the reason why I wasn't getting on contender series the last couple of years was because they didn't want people with extensive record, trying to have more of like the 6-1, 5-1 guys, those kind of 7-0 guys. So I had to fight another veteran regional top level guy.
Obviously, I assume you had to wait until afterwards to find out if you got the contract or not, unless Dana gives you the head nod and says you're getting it as you're walking backstage after the fight. But what was that wait period like to actually finally get the news? Were you nervous?
Man, well, after I was so satisfied with the performance, I'm coming off the high of that. We went through the crowd to get backstage, so I was like taking pictures, and my family's grabbing me, and man, like you don't know that you're getting the contract, but like my record speaks for itself, my experience speaks for itself. We've thought I was one breakout performance away for a while, and I knew how well the fight went. I knew that Dana was smiling at me when I was yelling at him, and I just couldn't imagine that I didn't get signed. Um, and it wasn't too long, man. I was backstage. I had to take some pictures with the belt with some people, and I got my gloves cut off, and I was just trying to catch my breath and decompress, and then they brought me back pretty quick. I'd say I was only back there 15 minutes because that was the last fight of the night. So I think I was backstage like 15 minutes. They took me around the curtain. At that point, I knew that we were looking good, But they don't even tell you. They wait for Dana to tell you. So.
All right. Well, congratulations, man. I know that's got you're still on cloud 9, right? I mean, you talked about it earlier. So
I don't know if I'll come back, bro. I don't know if I'll come back down. I'm just going to stay up here.
let's talk about the fight specifically. JJ, tough opponent. You went in there, you got the job done. What was the game plan heading into this one?
I said in my interviews I was going to outstrike him, take him down, break his face, and choke him to sleep. And that is exactly what happened. You watched the game plan. If you've seen the fight, you saw the game plan. I don't even think we had one hitch missed.
Yeah. So do you feel like that's probably your most impressive performance to date?
Seems like it would be. I've had some other really good ones, but it seems like due to the opponent, the moment, the pressure, the time in my career, what was at stake. Yeah, I would say that was my, I guess, my breakout performance. Yeah.
Have you gotten a lot more attention and followers on social media since?
Yeah, I'm blowing up. Yeah,
Very good.
it's awesome.
Yeah, well deserved. So what is the plan now moving forward? Are you going to take a little time off? We have the holidays right around the corner now. You want to jump right in?
Martial arts marathon, put me in whenever. I think we're talking in February. I'm ready to go. I'm getting as good and fat as I can this week, And then come Monday, I'll be back at fight camp level volume. I've been in fight camp year round for 10 years. Nothing's changing. Nothing's going to change. I'm the martial arts marathon. I'm coming for all these guys.
What's the weight cut like for you normally? What's the heaviest you get?
I'm pretty lean, and I train twice a day every day year round. So I'll get up to like 73, 75. But when I'm in camp, I'm waking up 170 on the nose like clockwork. So pretty, I'm a big lightweight, but I'm a lightweight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think it does. Do you feel like lightweights, the 155-pound division, is the deepest division that there is out there, or do you feel like there's another weight class that might compare?
I think it is, and I think the reason why the lightweight division is because that means the people are about 175 pounds walking around, and that is the average. That is the average size of an athletic male in their prime, and so there's just a bigger pool of people to pull from rather than like athletic 205ers. There's less of them, so it's just a smaller pool to pull from, if that makes sense, and that's why I think that is. But yeah, I would say the lightweight division is the deepest, nastiest division, and it just got a little deeper, and a little nastier.
How long is it going to take you to crack the top 15, to crack the top 10?
Man, I don't really know. Like some people seem to get in it quick, and some people seem to be like 7-0 in the UFC, and they haven't had a top 15 fight. So I'm not really sure. Like they haven't talked to me about opponents or anything yet, but I plan to finish all of my opponents. That's my goal. That's my standard. Nothing's gonna change because I'm in the UFC. I'm on 3 finishes in a row. I have 11 finishes in my career, and I plan to finish people. And my goal is always to get my opponent out of there in under 10 minutes. I don't believe anybody should be able to be in a cage with me for longer than 10 minutes. If they are, I'm making mistakes, and I don't want to do that. So we'll see what happens, but I feel good about it.
When you look at the top of the division, obviously we're going to have the title fight around the corner between Oliveira and Poirier. You got Michael Chandler and Gaethje, who just put on an insane fight for all of us fans out there. And, you got Conor McGregor still kicking around. There's a lot of big names. How do you feel like stylistically, just with your skill set, you're going to compare to those guys at the top? I know it's going to take you a few fights, obviously, to even get to a point where you're fighting, guys in the top 10, top 15. But skill-wise, like, where do you feel like you're at right now?
Well, I have my 10 years and my 10,000 hours in, and I'm not slowing down, and I'm probably on the map more than all of them. So I have a gym myself that's an affiliate gym with James Krause. I'm 20 minutes away from him, so I still train at Glory with all of them 3 times a week, and I teach about 20 something 90-minute classes a week. Plus, I run my whole fight team, which has 20 fighters. So, and I'm researching all their matchups and stuff. So when I say martial arts marathon, this is all I do. So nothing's going to change. I'm going to get better. I'm going to be more focused, more disciplined. I believe I'm world class. I said it in the cage. I meant it. If my performance against JJ Okanovich doesn't speak for itself, they said that he was like the top level regional guy. This is supposed to be the guy. And he literally looked like an amateur. No offense to him. I have a great respect, but I made him look like an amateur. Look at my face. I'm back to training already. I'm already training. So I'm not. I watch the UFC every weekend, and I see top level guys make mistakes. They're elite. They're world class. They're no joke. Like you said, it'll take me a few fights to get the experience under those kind of lights and pressure to get that competition experience. So I just think I need the competition experience in the UFC, but skill wise, I think I stack up with anybody in the world. And I also think I have a unique combination of putting it together. And so I'm actually excited to see how my craft matches with theirs. It's been a long time of sitting out here not getting to do that. And my goal has been mastery from day one. I want to master my craft, and we'll see. We'll see. The longer I do this, the less I believe those guys. I'll just say that.
All right, man. I like it. Who wins the title fight, Oliveira or Poirier?
Man, I'm a huge fan of both. I think Charles Oliveira might be the most technically sound fighter in the division. But there's something about a man when it's his time, and I just think Dustin Poirier is on a different frequency right now, and I would expect him to get it done.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I do want you to just explain what camp is like for you when you're at Glory. So you have your gym that you run, and then you said 20 minutes away is the mothership with Krause and all that. So who are your training partners? How does that work when you're in camp?
So when I'm in camp, my life looks exactly like when I'm not in camp. Because I'm just a little more disciplined with my diet and sleep. Like I make sure I go to bed early, and It's like health things that I focus harder on. The training, like I said, my goal isn't to win the next fight. My goal is to master my craft and master it in my physical prime. And that takes, and I've always known since the beginning that takes the marathon. That takes a 6 to 8 hour a day mental and physical space that you need to be focused on this. So I train with all the guys in Lee Summit. I've been in the Lee Summit, Krause's gym, the mothership, as you put it, for 7 years. I used to be the jiu-jitsu coach there until I opened my own gym. And my gym is full of a bunch of up-and-coming savages that you guys will know. My fight team, since we opened the gym 18 months ago, is 32-4. So I'm getting work, and these young kids want to test coach, and they want to push me. I got a ton of young wrestlers, a ton of young energy around me, young, hungry fighters that are getting after it with me. So I train 2 to 3 times a day, man. I'm doing this all the time, and I go to the morning pro practice in Lee Summit where all the pros meet, and I train with them, and all the names, all the UFC fighters, and all the guys you haven't heard of yet that are coming. There's a bunch of us. There's 17 UFC fighters now out of Glory. There's uh, 50 other fighters that you guys don't know that are right there.
Give me a couple names, a couple of guys that maybe the mainstream MMA fans don't know that are right on that cusp that they're going to know real soon.
Well, one that pops into my mind at Lee Summit, one of my favorite dudes to partner up with is shout out Gage Young. That kid's an animal. He's young. I think he's like 20, 21. A couple pro fights in. He's a monster. And in my gym, I have shout out to Alejandro Gomez. He's 5-0 in his first 11 months fighting. He's my right hand man, a complete sponge. He's trashing everybody he fights. He's coming. I got another guy, Steven Heston, that's everybody on the regional scene's already scared of. 3 fights in. Zach Scroggins, an undefeated pro, at my undefeated amateur, making a pro debut at my gym in December on FAC UFC Fight Pass. Check him out. We got Nick Meck, who's 8-0 amateur, just went pro, 1-0 pro. So there's a whole stable. Isaac Dolgarian, I'm in Lee Summit at Krause's gym, is probably another one of those next savages that everyone will know about soon. He's a complete monster too.
Awesome, man. Well, it sounds like you definitely have plenty of sparring partners to get that work to stay sharp. Last question for me, man, before I let you go. With Thanksgiving around the corner, what are you going to dive into? What are you going to indulge in? And give yourself a treat, because you've obviously been grinding to get this last win in the contract. So what's on tap for the dinner menu for Thanksgiving?
I think my favorite Thanksgiving dish is stuffing with gravy on it. I'm a fat kid with the stuffing and gravy. And if I get into the cookies, I can't stop. So sometimes I choose not to.
Okay. I like all of it. I'm going to eat a ton of turkey, and my mom makes this graham cracker pie that is to die for. It's amazing. But yeah, happy early Thanksgiving. And again, thank you for giving me a few minutes of your day. Congrats on the win. Again, Trey Ogden, round 2 victory over JJ Okanovich, earns himself a UFC contract at Fury FC 53. Pleasure speaking to you, man. Before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, floor is yours.
Yeah, marathon_MMA on Instagram. It's the only social media account I really jack with. Shout out to Glory MMA, the best coach in the world, James Krause. Shout out to Iridium Management, Joe Wooster. Shout out Native Hemp Co. CBD. If you're in the Kansas City area, check them out in Lee Summit. Go to that store. Go there in person. Tell Rich I sent you. Or if you're online, Ogden MMA will get you 20% off. And then Sheath Underwear also sponsored my last fight. Shout out to them as well.